Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live Weather Authority coverage starts right now.
Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday to you. Of course, we have lots to talk about today. We are eventually going to start to see some snow if you haven't already. If you have, definitely let me know. Good evening to you. And yeah, if you maybe have to head out tomorrow morning, maybe you're getting the kids ready for school. If you're heading out to work, we are going to see a very slippery Monday morning commute. Things are really not going to look nice. I wish I had a better way of putting it, but we are going to see a very slick Monday morning. Snow starting in some parts of New Hampshire right now. Also parts of, say, Maine. We are looking at a little bit of snow down towards the far southwestern part of the state. And we are going to see this move in. And as we head through the next couple hours, we are going to really start to see this snow continue, and it will start to pile up, especially too this time of the year. You're going to notice that with the sun, of course, even this time of the year, the sun rays get through the clouds. You might not be bright and sunny out there, but of course, there's a reason why the skies are bright, the ground is bright during the afternoon. Some of those rays get to the ground, which also has an impact on sticking to the ground when it comes to the snow, especially when the snow starts. And of course, at nighttime, that doesn't happen. There is no sun. So there is going to really not be any impact when it comes to this snow sticking right away. I think it's going to happen as we head into I think it's going to happen as we head right away as this storm develops. A winter weather advisory is up right now for a good part of northern Maine, central Maine as well, areas north of, say, Bangor, Dover, Foxcroft. You're looking at a winter weather advisory, and this is in effect now through 7 o'clock in the evening on Monday. Northern areas like Rangeley, you are looking at a winter weather advisory, as we are not expecting as much snowfall in those areas. However, the areas that I'm highlighting, I'm talking Portland, areas like Augusta along I-95 up towards Bangor, down east. These areas are going to get hit with a good amount of snow as we head over the next 24 hours or so. I think most of this does wind down by the time we get to this time tomorrow evening. Most of this will be on out of here, but it is starting to move in across much of the state. Oh, hang on one second. There we go. All right, so let's get a look at the radar. Right there, right now we have snow down 2 hours south and west. It's snowing in Connecticut. I want to give a shout out to all my followers in Connecticut. You are starting to see it. Really not snow. Most areas are actually looking at rain, but there is a little bit of snow in northern Connecticut. But Massachusetts right now, you're looking at snow. Areas like New Hampshire, Vermont, Portsmouth, you have snow knocking on your doorstep. So let's zoom in a little bit closer to that snow, and you can see it's just very light right now. A few snow showers may be working into the Portland area. This is around 7:30, Freiburg as well. Acton, Maine, you're going to start to see some snow showers. Lebanon as well. Manchester, New Hampshire, you're already looking at some snow shower activity. Andrea is now reporting light snow over towards Sanford. Light accumulation in Acton, as I was just mentioning. So yeah, we are starting to see this light snow develop across the state, and it is going to only get heavier as we head through the nighttime tonight, and especially tomorrow morning and into the early afternoon hours. And let's get a look now at hang on one second. There we go. The expanded view of the radar. And a lot of this is really filled in over the past hour or two. Notice where the snow is in New York, areas like northern Pennsylvania, southern Vermont. You will notice if you look that the snow really just filled in over the past 2 or 3 hours. And that is going to continue to be the case as we head through the nighttime tonight. And that is going to be important because, of course, when the snow fills in, that means more snow in this area. Bruce, you're talking about York. I think the coastal parts and very southern part of York County, you could be looking at a little bit of mix, especially to start, but then eventually going on over to snow. And as I mentioned, we'll get to some comments later on. Right now, I want to focus on the forecast in particular. Temperatures right now, cold enough to snow across the entire region. We have upper 20s for most Wiscasset. Portland coming in at 29 degrees, 28 degrees Sanford. Notice that temperature of 32 degrees in Portsmouth. You could be looking at a little bit of a mix. Sleet pellets possible, maybe a light dust and that light freezing rain. Few raindrops itself could be moving into the Portsmouth area now through the evening and nighttime tonight. Eventually, everybody sees snow with this system as we head into the daytime tomorrow, especially for the afternoon hours, as it finally will wind down tomorrow evening. Wind speeds right now, we are looking at calm conditions across most areas. And we have 3 mile per hour wind. That's not even really a wind right now in Lewiston, but the winds are going to pick up a little bit. Haven't really spoke too much about it. If you've been following us on air, I really haven't mentioned too much about it because the winds are not going to be that much of a factor as we head with this storm through the nighttime tonight into the day tomorrow as well. We could see wind gusts 30 miles per hour, but the one thing I do want to mention is that we are going to see the snow kind of stick to the trees as it is going to be on the heavier variety. Yeah, I know that's kind of not what people want to hear, but temperatures are going to be near that 32 degree mark as we head into the daytime tomorrow. So it's really not going to be a very fluffy snow. I think it may be a little fluffy tonight. And then eventually we are going to see it become a heavier, wetter snow as we head into the daytime tomorrow. So could there be a few power outages? Yeah, sure. I do think there could be a few as we head into tomorrow afternoon. The winds will gust upwards of around 30 miles per hour. So, but right now, no issues with the wind whatsoever. And as we look at the forecast for tonight, a few snow showers out there right now. But as we head into 9, 10 o'clock, most areas are now seeing snow, and this snow will continue at a moderate to heavy clip through the overnight period. Monday morning does not look good. As I mentioned, heading out to work, getting the kids ready for school. You may not be getting the kids ready for school. So also, too, parents, if you got to prepare for your kids possibly being home for the day tomorrow, as we are going to see the snow heaviest during the overnight period into tomorrow morning. And then that continues into the afternoon as well. Adam Jones, just saw your comment. It looks like his kid's school has already been canceled. So that might be a good call because things are going to be slippery as we head into tomorrow morning. And then, as I mentioned, it will really get going now through about 10 o'clock. So the travel impacts, the morning hours, high. It is a high impact storm for the morning, and around noon, we're still looking at snow. And then I also think that there's a chance that during the late morning, early afternoon hours, while the roads will be covered in snow, it might lighten up just a little bit. However, this storm system all across New England, places are going to change over to snow. So I'm talking southern New England, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont. Everybody's going to flip over to some snow on the backside of the system. How it happens is you have this area of low pressure that moves off to the east, and you have a counterclockwise spin around an area of low pressure. So if you think about it, you have an area of low pressure with the winds now shifting out of the north and west. And what happens is a northwest wind coming out of Canada brings in colder air. So this snow eventually, the rain, I should say, in some parts of, southern New England, even down towards the coast, there could be a little mix down towards the Maine coast, but it will eventually transition over to snow as some of that colder air works in behind this system. So even during the afternoon, we could see a quick burst of snow during the afternoon, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock tomorrow. That could be on the heavy side, really big flakes that could pile up a little bit to a few more inches of snow. So that really the numbers that I'm going to show you on our snowfall map is now through tomorrow around 7 or 8 o'clock p.m. So you might not have the amount that's shown until 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. So that is something to keep in mind as well. So here we go with that storm system. It is going to move down to our south as we head into the nighttime tonight into tomorrow. This is around 11 o'clock. Notice a little bit of mix possible still down towards the coast. I think at that point it's generally snow. And then this will continue to move off towards the east as it does so. Notice that flip over to snow across the entire New England area. And we are going to see the snow in Maine, Portland area, Bangor, everywhere is going to likely be snowing through the evening. Now, I do want to mention that this computer model is a little slow to get the snow out. I think by 7 o'clock, most of our region, most of southern Maine, we are looking at this snow moving out around, say, 5 to about 8 p.m. And then a closer look to home shows these snow showers moving in right now, becoming a steadier and heavier snow through the next couple hours. Notice the darker blues down towards southern Maine, Portland, Lewiston, Augusta. You're looking at moderate to heavy snow through the nighttime tonight. But also, I want to draw your attention to two spots. Portsmouth, 31 degrees. Notice the green and pink shading down towards southern York County. You could be looking at a little bit of a wintry mix, maybe some rain as well over towards the mid-coast, as well as coastal down east. You could also see some mix, especially nighttime tonight into early tomorrow. I do think there will be plenty of snow to go around, though, but also the Portsmouth area especially. I think you may be a wintry mix for the next several hours into tomorrow morning before eventually transitioning over to snow. This snow continues through the daytime tomorrow. 11, 12 o'clock, we're still looking at snow across the region, 3 or 4. This is that snow I was telling you about. I was just mentioning earlier, 2, 3, 4, 5 p.m. We could look at a burst of snow. Look at some of those colors. We're talking about some pretty dark shadings of blue associated with this back end system, snow, I should say, on the backside of this storm system as it pushes off towards the east. So you could be, looking at a nice burst of snow. Unfortunately, kind of comes during the evening commute tomorrow, and then eventually we'll pass off to our east, and then we're dry as we head into the day Tuesday. But I say dry with, exclamation points, or I should say quotation marks. That's what I meant to say, because we could see a quick snow shower mainly up towards the north, and that's associated with the cold front that will pass through. But that's probably the last thing on my mind right now. This is what's present on my mind. 6 to 10 inches, most areas, Bangor, Augusta, along I-95, Portland, Sanford, up towards Freiburg. You're looking at 6 to 10 inches of snow. Now, areas along the coast, you have the best shot of seeing the 6, 7s, and 8s. Areas like Lewiston, Augusta, Sanford, points just to the north, you have the best shots at seeing the 8s, 9s, and 10s. Areas like Bangor, 8s, 9s, and 10s, and then off towards the east of Bangor as well, as you head over towards the Canadian border, not south, but east, you could be looking at the 8s, 9s, and 10s. Rockland, Bar Harbor, notice there's a different shading of blue for you. I have you in the 3 to 6 inch range. I just think that you could be looking at just too much mix and also a little bit of rain, a little bit of sleet pellets passing through, and the snow will just be, just that heavier, pasty snow, which really compacts. And I think you're closer to the 3 to 6 range. However, the way you have to look at these snowfall maps is notice Bar Harbor is right next to the 6 to 10 inch line. If you're in the 3 to 6 inch contour, but you're right next to the 6 to 10, you can average upwards of 5, 6 inches of snow. So you'll be on the higher end of the 3 to 6. Areas like Rangeley, you're right around that 3 inch contour. So expect around 2 to 4. That's really how you got to look at these snowfall maps. Portland, you're in the 6 to 10, but you're not too far from the 3 to 6. So expect the 6, 7s, and 8s likely in the Portland area. So that's pretty much what we're expecting. This is now through Sunday evening around 5, 6, 7 o'clock. We are going to start to see that's when we're going to start to see this move on out of here tomorrow. There is a little threat for coastal flooding, not too impressive, which of course is great news. I mean, we would never want coastal flooding, but the time frame for that little splash over, stuff like that could happen later on tomorrow morning, anytime from about 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. during the late morning hours tomorrow. All right, another storm system Wednesday night, Thursday. This isn't my focus for this Facebook Live, but I am going to talk about it, spend a few minutes. This storm system will get going Wednesday, and this will move up Wednesday evening into Thursday. This storm system, what you want for snow is a storm system past 2 hours south, which this one is doing. This one doesn't look to be the case. I think we'll see a front-end thump with this storm where we could see heavy snowfall in the beginning of this storm, Wednesday late evening into the nighttime. However, this storm will eventually move directly over the state, which is not good news if you wanted a big just a big snowstorm. I think it transitions to rain for most areas. That's the forecast thinking right now. Of course, we're still 4 days out. We're going to have plenty of updates over the next couple days, but I think that storm system will move over the area, which unfortunately means likely snow to a wintry mix to rain for most areas, especially down towards the coast, with maybe more in the way of snow for the mountains. Tonight, snow developing 20s to right around 30 degrees, a little mix down towards the coast. Tomorrow, we're looking at temperatures in the lower 30s, 32, 33 degrees with snow developing across the state. And there's been plenty of updates to that map. Lots have happened over the past 24 or so hours with the computer models. At one point, we were thinking, only a couple inches down towards the coast. All it takes when you have a rain snow line, all it takes is for that computer model to shift that storm 50 miles to the south. And now you're talking a lot more down towards southern Maine. That's exactly what happened. So yeah, there's been plenty of updates to the map, but obviously our biggest thing is we want to update you with the latest information. So we had to continue to update the map throughout the daytime today. 7-day forecast for you. Weather warned day in effect for the day tomorrow, and then an isolated snow shower possible as we head into Tuesday. Very isolated. Best chance up towards areas like Rangeley, where you are going to see maybe a snow shower or flurry. That would be about it as a cold front passes through. And then Wednesday, late day snow showers into the evening, becoming heavier as we head into Wednesday night. And then that snow will eventually transition to rain for the most part. More snow up towards the mountains. I think the mountains, if you're looking to go snowmobiling, skiing, snowboarding, the Wednesday storm system could be actually more impactful in a good way. More beneficial is probably the word I should use. And then for especially the coastline, I think with Thursday, that's generally going to be rain, but it looks like it could see a bit of a thump on the beginning end, or at least the front end of that storm system as we head into the day on Wednesday night or so. So of course, we'll continue to update you with that. All right. Now let me do something. Bear with me for a second. I want to get to some of your guys' comments here. And all right, so here we go. I was mentioning last night that I'm new to the area, so I want to get to your guys' comments and give you a good idea of what you might see, but I don't really know where all the towns are yet. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm probably going to be making this joke for quite a while because there's a lot of towns in Maine. And what was I going to say? There's a lot of towns in Maine, and I'm going to take a little bit. All right, here we go. Bowdingham. Right now, I think you are generally, I would say your best guess, while you're straddling the 6 to 10, 3 to 6 inch line. So if you're right around 3 to 6, 6 to 10, of course, you can't have a range of 3 to 10. I would go more 5 to 7. I would say 5 to 7 in and around the Bowdingham area. I hope I'm saying that right because, I don't want to get the names wrong of these towns, but as you guys know, the main towns are not so easy to pronounce sometimes. Western Mass by Rumford. I know where that is. You're likely 3 to 6 in that area. I think you're just a little too far away to really get into some of the heavier snowfall totals. I know if you're looking for snow, I wish I had better news for you. All right. The next town is Gorham. You're in the 6 to 10 inch range. I think you're maybe 7, 8, 9 in that range. Of course, I wish I could give you just a straight up number, but I think you're anywhere between about 7 or 8 inches. That would be what I would go with for you right now. Here we go. Let's go to the next town. All right, we got how much snow in Framington? What are we looking at for Framington? Let's check it out. All right. Did I say, is it Framington or Farmington? I don't know. Either way, I just clicked up Farmington. You're probably closer to, you're in the 3 to 6 inch category, right near the 6 to 10. So again, I think you're maybe closer to like a 5 to 7, 4 to 7 ish range up towards Farmington. Actually, I did type in Farmington, so that was my Farmington forecast. I'll do a couple more for you, and then I got to get on out of here. It's time for dinner. All right, Dixfield, you're not too far from Farmington. You're pretty much the same thing that I just mentioned for the Farmington area, 5 to 7-ish or so. Let's get to 2 more, and then I will be finishing up. Biddeford. Ooh, you, my friend. Here's the comment that I was just looking at. Just started in Biddeford. I'm sorry. You didn't even ask how much, but I'll give you your forecast. You could be looking at a little bit of a wintry mix tonight. I think you're closer to the 5 to 7-ish too. I think you're straddling the 3 to 6, 6 to 10 line. So I'll make it 5 to 7 to make it a little bit easier for you. All right, one more. Skowhegan. All right, you are in the 6 to 10. I think, because I actually know where Skowhegan is. Monica's wondering how much in Skowhegan. And I am thinking you guys are probably in a good spot for snow. You're in the 7s, 8s, 9s, maybe double digits. I don't know if I give you double digits. I'd give you about 7 to 9 inches in the Skowhegan area. So it is, going to be a very impactful event. I just think I'll go back one more quick time to the snowfall map, because if you guys are just joining in, I'm sure you want to see it. Here we go. I think the best chance for some of the heaviest snowfall in our area will be Lewiston, just to the east. Augusta as well. Bangor, you're going to be up towards the higher end of that 6 to 10 and points just east. I think the Portland areas on the southern side of that 6 to 10, you're more likely to see the 5, 6, 7s, maybe 8s. I think the Portland area, I'll do some of the towns or cities on this map because I know there's a lot of people probably joining from those cities. Sanford, I would go 7 to 9. Portland, 6 or 7, 6 to 7, maybe 6 to 8. Lewiston, Augusta, you're pretty much the same. You're more like 8 to 10. Bangor as well. Freiburg, you're straddling that 3 to 6, so I'll give you 5 to 7. You're just a little too far. It will be all snow up towards Freiburg. I think you're just a little bit too far away from the center of this low pressure, which is well down to our south. All right, I'm going to get out of here. It's been fun chatting. Thank you guys for commenting. You are all great, and enjoy the snow. Get your snowblower ready, and I'll see you guys later.